Meow, welcome to the PodKat. This is my pod, and I am Kat. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the first 10 episodes. I really loved making them. I thought it was really nice to connect with old friends as well as to kind of make some new friends. There were some people who I chatted with who I hadn't chatted with super in depth before. So I love that opportunity to go deeper with people as well as to hear where everyone is at right now in dealing with a strange crisis. So I'm going to go ahead and just hop in and introduce our guest today. Hi, Kate.
Hello.
Hey, girl. Who are you and where are you coming to us from?
I am Kate. I was in the sorority with Kat. She was my pledge mom, and we've been the best of friends ever since.
Aww.
And I hail from Denver, Colorado currently.
Okay, beautiful. So what do you do for employment?
I actually recently, as of 2 weeks ago, started a job as a consumer insights analyst for PopSockets. And prior to that, I was doing market research and data analytics for a sports marketing agency.
And you told me that the first day that you got your new job, they told you to go online, basically, work from home?
Yep. So started on March 12th. It was a Thursday. I went into the office and they said, welcome. Starting tomorrow, we don't want to see your face. They didn't say it quite like that. But take all your equipment with you and we'll be all working remotely starting that Friday the 13th, which was very ominous. But it's actually been kind of lovely because it spared me a commute from the tech center to Boulder.
Okay. So how has the community responded that you've seen? Are you going out to the grocery store? Are you noticing traffic? Those sorts of things?
Well, definitely no traffic, which is pretty remarkable for Denver. It's been kind of eerie and pretty wild. And I go to the grocery store about once a week, is what I've been aiming for. Try and do one larger trip. And I feel like everyone in Colorado and in Denver has been taking it very seriously, with the exception of being outdoors. We all already love to be outdoors, and obviously being outdoors is still encouraged, but I live right near a trail system. My boyfriend lives right on a park, and you can see throngs and throngs and throngs of people violating the rules. So that is the only thing really of concern, but they're definitely taking it very seriously. So.
I just found out, well, actually, this just happened, I guess. Okay, I should also say that today is March 30th, Monday. So last Friday, we all got emergency notification in Los Angeles, which was weird because I have my emergency notifications turned off. But I got this one, which I think the federal government can override that. I got one that said, hey, shelter in place officially. All of the LA County trails and parks are closed. So is that the same case in Colorado where you guys are not supposed to be on the trails?
We are allowed to be on the trails. So playgrounds are closed. Tennis courts, oddly enough, are closed. I don't get the tennis one because there's social distancing built in. But I don't make the rules. So anything that would encourage people to gather is closed, but the trails themselves and the actual park space is still open. You are allowed to walk, hike, run, snowshoe.
Oh, yeah, I forget it's cold there. I'm wearing shorts today. I literally just put away all my winter hats. So I was like, well, it's summer now.
They're encouraging people to be outside. It's just you're not allowed to picnic or play soccer, things like that.
Yeah, I posted about this on my Facebook, but I haven't talked about it in my podcast yet. I go for a run every day, and this is part of the reason why I took off this weekend, but I was out for a run and it suddenly got really crowded. Like there were kids all playing, they were all chalking together, they were hopping on their pogo sticks, literally the bunch of pogo sticks. And they were all like running in the streets. And then there were a lot of parents like grouped together, taking selfies, hanging out, sharing food. And I guess they were doing one of those like teacher drive-bys where teachers are supposed to be in their car driving past and the kids hold up signs that are like, "We love you." But this was a very poorly executed one, because my understanding of those is you're supposed to be on your own lawn. This was like, there was no social distancing at all. People were very close together, and this was, I mean, it looked like if you've ever been to like a neighborhood garage sale or, a neighborhood potluck or something. Like this was a party, and I had to really navigate around to get past these people because I didn't want to run right through the middle of this, but it was going on like nearly every block for quite a while to get back to my home. But it was really scary because I'm giving up my work time, not by my choice, but I'm giving up my work time and I have to be stuck in my home so that we can end this. And then people are out there like partying. So it made me really grouchy. And I was like, okay, apparently that means it was summer vacation. Like people were just out. So I didn't go running this weekend because I was really kind of scared about it. And today I went on a very short run, but it felt very like violating of my personal space that I could not get home safely.
Man, I'm trying real hard to abide by these rules, and so many people are, and so it just feels insulting when people aren't. And I get it. Like, we are social creatures.
Yeah, but the longer we don't listen to the rules, the longer it's going to go on. And this this is not convenient for anybody. Most people don't want to live in their own little cave. We want to go out and see each other. Yeah. Kim, my wife, read this really heartbreaking post to me yesterday from the actor Nico Santos about one of his step-parents passed away from COVID-19. And he was talking about how heartbreaking it was that he couldn't even go in and be with that parent during this time. And it's like, oh wait, people are dying. And that's what I keep reminding myself, where I'm like, am I overreacting? Maybe this isn't that serious. And then I'm like, wait, no, people are literally dying. And so you do have to take it seriously without panicking or getting totally crushed. But the fact that you're having this neighborhood party puts so many people who aren't consenting to this in danger.
Yeah.
So,
I totally agree.
I was frustrated by that.
I mean, that's what I saw outside this weekend. I was outside both Saturday and Sunday, and, saw people picnicking and playing, period.
Yeah. Yeah. So. I do have to I keep coming back to this, which is like, how are you going to make good during this time? But it's bothering me when people are treating it like this happened so that we can all have personal growth. That people are like, oh, this is my deity's way of saying slow down and enjoy your family. And I'm like, okay, but people are still dying, so I don't think that's the reasoning behind this. So trying to make good during this time, but not having the attitude that this is a blessing in disguise, because that's so hurtful to people who are affected.
Yep. Part of that, okay, enjoy your family, but don't go beyond your family.
Yeah.
Or, within the household. I haven't seen my parents.
Yeah, my sister hasn't gone back to my mom's place because she's bunkered down, both my mom and my sister, so they are not going to see each other. They're about an hour or two apart, and so they see each other now and then. But now that my sister's not in school, she's a teacher, she could go home, but she's like, well, I'm not going to, because I don't want to, you have to act as if you already have it and you don't want to expose anybody. But her birthday present, I left at home for her. So I'm like, well, if you ever go home again, your birthday present's there, but it'll all just have to be postponed. So
yeah, my parents live 40 minutes away, and I don't see them all that often. It's not that abnormal for me to go a couple months without, going up there for a visit, but still, it's like I'm avoiding them at all costs.
Well, I think because we're all either out of work or we're working from home, it does seem like, well, I could work from home anywhere. I should just go visit my parents. And that is where I worry that we're treating it like a summer vacation. So I'm sure it's very hard for you not to just go party with your parents. But these are the sacrifices.
Yeah, they are 67 and in great health, but they are 67. So I would never forgive myself if anything happened and I were the cause. So.
Well, I wanted to ask you about sort of health in general, because health is something that we absolutely take for granted. I do not think about my health. I don't think about being sick unless I am sick. You have had more health issues than many people our age. And so I was just going to ask your opinion on having had health be more at the forefront of your mind prior to this.
Yeah. Well, I'd say the biggest thing. So technically, I'm immunocompromised. I have 2 autoimmune disorders. Of course, I don't necessarily view myself as immunocompromised, which is what's so funny. Because, by clinical diagnosis, if you looked at my white blood cell counts, my platelet counts, they're all chronically low, and that's a result of the autoimmune diseases. I have celiac and then an autoimmune thyroid disorder. So technically, the low white blood cell counts make me more susceptible to infections. But I don't really view myself as immunocompromised because celiac is fixed by having a gluten-free diet, and thyroid issue is fixed through taking synthetic thyroid hormones. So it's like this weird, it's a really weird space to be in. I eat really well and try and be really in tune with my body and focus on taking care of it so that I don't get infections, and I'm pretty successful in that. But I would say I don't feel good a lot of the time, just in general. So COVID-19 has been an interesting experience simply because if I'm having a day where I don't feel well, I'm like, okay, are these familiar feelings? Is this just, my general, don't feel well, or did I eat something with gluten on accident, or is this, seasonal allergies, or is this COVID-19? So it's hard to know. I'm like, do I have it? Or is this just part of the mix? So it's hard to know.
Well, you're one of the most visibly healthy people I know. You're always in such good shape. You are into running. You have such a good, healthy diet. You're so visibly strong. And then you'll tell me about some back issues you've had or something. And I'm always shocked that that's on your mind. And so I guess that I wanted to make sure that I brought that to anyone listening to this podcast, that message that you don't know what's going on with other people. And again, it's not just elderly people that are affected by this. And that mentality annoys me as well, because elderly people matter. Everybody is valuable. So I don't understand that thing of oh, well, the older people can die off. And I'm like, well, that's horrible. But yeah, it is so many of us who seem okay. And then to find out that there's other health struggles that people do actually have.
Yeah, there's a lot of silent diseases and honestly silent sufferers, people who look outwardly healthy, but things are attacking their insides. I think super important to keep at the forefront while we're all navigating this too is, there are already people who before this were living inside because they're so susceptible to other diseases, being immunocompromised, but you wouldn't know it. Yeah, I like your take, Kat, on just Assume you have it. Assume you have COVID.
Yeah, I've tried, but like, it's really important to me when I'm out for a run that if I see a pedestrian coming my way, that I smile and I wave, but that I get out of the way, because I'm like, I have to be polite. I'm also like, okay, but is that worth it right now? I don't want to treat anyone who has the illness like the monster. So I want to make sure that if somebody were infected, that they don't feel like that they're thank you. And so when I see other people, I have to be like, oh, I still want to smile and like wave and give them some dignity, but I want to get out of their way. And the way that I've been able to rationalize that for myself is like, would you want to get them sick? So when I get out of people's way, I want to do it because I don't want to get infected, but also if I were infected and I was getting people sick, like, so yeah.
Yep. I've just been allowing more time at the grocery store. Like, try not to go when, I'm going to be in a hurry or something like that. And that way you can kind of hang back and wait for someone if they're checking out all the eggs. I let them take their sweet time if they need to. Then I move in. Rather than, like you'd normally do at the grocery store if it's crowded, like you kind of work around people. Now I just hang back and wait.
Yeah, my wife works in a grocery store, and she was telling on the last episode about a lot of people who are coming in, and they're like, I don't really need anything. I just wanted to see what the lines were like. And can you believe this? No. And they're like taking photos, and that makes me so mad because I'm like, I'm out of fresh food. I really want to go to the store, but I am kind of scared. Again, if I had it and I gave it to anybody, I could be asymptomatic. And so I'm like, I want it to be as the least crowded as possible. And so when like tourists are just checking out the grocery stores for fun, I'm kind of like, okay, it's so dangerous. And again, people are actually dying. Every day I check the dashboard of our numbers, and we've so skyrocketed in the USA in the number of cases. It's like unbelievably embarrassing and heartbreaking. So yeah, I guess if you don't need to go out, don't go out, guys. I wanted to ask you about how you do stay healthy, because you were talking about making sure your diet is good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's the traditional advice that you would hear from a diet perspective, but I feel like in a lot of ways I was forced to adopt a quote-unquote healthy diet, but it really becomes a lifestyle. I never feel like I'm on a diet or any sort of plan, and mostly it's just truly focusing on whole foods, not to be confused with the store Whole Foods. But I eat a lot of produce, fruits and vegetables, both frozen and non. It's not always cost effective or smart to get fresh berries, but I get a lot of frozen berries. And so yeah, a lot of
Why
produce.
Is that? Sorry, just so they'll last longer?
Yes. I mean, I feel like it's more cost effective rather than paying $7 for a pint of fresh strawberries in winter. I could pay like $8 or $9 for 2 pounds worth of frozen strawberries. And it's just better flavor.
Really? I was going to ask about what that, I know that like some frozen produce loses its vitamins or potency. Is that true?
I think it kind of depends on the fruit and veggie. I think berries, mostly they tend to flash freeze them. So they try and freeze them right at the peak. I eat a lot of frozen blueberries. Something that I don't get frozen would be like carrot. Like I also eat a lot of snacking vegetables like bell peppers and cucumbers and carrots.
Sugar snap peas are my favorite like snack to have around. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I love those.
Yes, yep, and I eat them with hummus, but I'll experiment with different dips too. And then in terms of what else I eat a lot of like Greek yogurt. I try and eat high protein foods, but again, whole foods, a lot of eggs.
You came to here a few years ago and you had gotten some Greek yogurt and then you left it in my fridge when you left. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll try this. And I really feel like it sent me down a journey of incorporating more yogurt into my diet.
I love it. Yogurt is so good for you.
I was like, Kate's so healthy. I'll try this. And then I was like, oh, okay. And I like to, when I have my yogurt, I'll mix in granola and like berries. Like I'll cut up banana or something and like put that in there. Strawberries. And because I always, when I'm at the airport, they have those little parfaits, and I'm always like, I want one of those. They're so expensive. So I tried to make those in my own home with crunchy granola yogurt.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of just plain Greek yogurt, and then I can add my own sweetness if needed, a little honey or fruit, granola. I get enough variety in my diet, but point being that I try not to eat a lot of processed stuff. Pretty much how the fruits and vegetables are really where the immunity boosting things, the things that keep you healthy, come in. Blueberries, they say, I don't read too much into the marketing around, superfoods and all of that. But they do say that blueberries are the one true superfood.
Yeah, you're supposed to have them like before a test for increased memory and focus and that sort of thing. Yeah. Well, so I know you have other lifestyle adjustments, like when you were at work, you said that you had a standing desk, those sorts of things.
Yep. So other part of daily maintenance for Kate is definitely some sort of movement. I found that even when I'm like really tired and don't feel well, if I at least get outside for a walk, it helps tremendously. So I always try and just, mind over matter. If I just feel like laying on the couch and I don't feel well, a walk always makes me feel better. I try and get a run in every day. The other key thing for me really is stretching. I have a stretching routine. I do that twice a day. There's some yoga stretches in there. But stretching and foam rolling is what keeps my body happy, and I recommend it for mental reprieve too. I think stretching for anyone is a good key to wellness.
It could probably be a calming thing for people to do right now, especially if they're not getting as much exercise as they were. Even just like getting up, going to work, that sort of thing. If you're in your own home, I know for me, I really like monitoring my little progress every day with stretching, where it's like I can stretch a little further, I can get a little better. And it's like very minute details of progress. But I feel like those little things for my mental health, I'm like, wow, look at this physical evidence of progress I've made.
I complain about it sometimes. Sometimes I really don't feel like stretching. But if I'm in that headspace, that's when I take time to call a friend, or I put on a TV show, and then it's like I still get my stretching in, and it's still doing something positive for my body, but I have a mental distraction.
Mm-hmm. Well, is there anything that you wanted to make sure that we addressed or that we talked about that we didn't get to yet?
I don't think so. I think it's more just probably what you've already been touting, which is stay at home. Get fresh air within reason, and just bear in mind that everyone is fighting some sort of battle in this, whether it's this has brought out anxiety for them, or they are really feeling homesick, or there's someone like me who's immunocompromised, or they're elderly. Like, we all have some sort of battle in this and some sort of challenge, and so bear that in mind with your actions and spread kindness.
Yes, spread kindness, not germs.
Yes.
Very true. Oh, I'm trying to get a bunch of different perspectives from people. Who do you think would be interesting for me to interview next on the PodKat?
I don't know if you've had someone that's actually like a nurse or someone on the front lines in healthcare. Maybe, and I don't know if you know someone, but maybe someone who works in manufacturing.
What kind of manufacturing?
I think maybe essential manufacturing. So someone who's still going into work at a factory, or even fulfillment. Or, pie in the sky, someone that their company has switched to manufacturing masks and ventilators now.
Oh, yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I've been hearing about that. That's really cool. Do you have any book or movie or TV recommendations that you want to share with people right now who are maybe looking for some entertainment?
Yes.
Okay.
I watched Jojo Rabbit on Friday.
Yes.
It was amazing. You have to watch it.
Oh, I'm so
if you are
happy.
not watching it, people, you need to watch it. It's hilarious. It's heavy and light all at the same time. Jojo Rabbit, yep. I would also say I watched Frozen 2. I know most people have watched that at this point, but I was pleasantly surprised by that one. Olaf was hilarious. Ford vs. Ferrari, I really enjoyed.
Wow, you're really catching up on last year's Oscar picks.
Yes, I am, finally. And then for reading, I honestly went back and started the Harry Potter series, and it's been great.
I saw the cutest Harry Potter baby announcement this week where they had, this is not someone I know, this was like a shared article of someone who held up, like, it looked like a Harry Potter book, and it said like the baby who lived, and it was like pointing at her belly, because I guess this was someone who had experienced loss before with miscarriages, and she's like almost about to give birth, and I was like, oh, that's so heartwarming.
It is.
And it was like the blessed child, and I was like, oh, so cute. I finished Michelle Obama's book today.
Nice. How was that?
It was incredible. She's my hero. I honestly didn't know much about her before outside of public persona, and I feel like I'm just blown away by how eloquent she is, how thoughtful she is, how strong she is, and like strong-willed in her opinions and not faltering and not like changing herself. Like, I love when she's just like, and then Barack annoyed me, and I was like, I love that you're not just like, he's perfect. Like, it's so cute how she's like, she just tells it like it is, like, yeah, you annoyed the tar out of me, and then she was just like, yeah, I really respect him and I love him and I'm glad I have him. And I was like, I love that she's just telling it like it is.
Still on my list for sure.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there were like passages in there where I was like, this is like so profound, the conclusions she came to about the direction she wants the world to go, change that she was able to be a part of. And even like pre-Barack, like her childhood and young adulthood, it's just an amazing life story. So strongly recommend.
All right.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, but I want to thank you for your time and for sharing a little bit about your experience in I Love You.
I love you. Thank you for having me. This was great fun.
Good. Well, everyone, take care of yourselves, take care of others as you're able, and I'm going to let Kate have the final meow.
Meow.